Fail here with the Fearless Experiment blog. And thanks for joining me again for the Grit Challenge. This week we're diving headfirst into Advent. Today is Sunday. I know I'm giving you this kind of a little early, but I'm really excited to take on Advent and find out all that it has for us in preparing our hearts for Christmas. And so this month's going to look a little different. I'm going to actually do 7 days of verses and prayers, one for each day leading up to the 25th. It's funny because I've always thought of Advent, and I share this a little bit on the blog today, as like either a candy that you got out of a little paper box. I don't know if any of you guys did that as a kid, or, doing crafts with kids. And apparently, I'm a little embarrassed to say, I didn't really realize this before now, but there's a little more to it. And so I'm really excited to dig in, and I'm going to kind of follow the direction the place where we go to gather and worship is doing, and they're following Advent Conspiracy, and this week was on worship. And so this whole week I'm going to be sharing a little bit about worship and the heart of worship, and how we were created to worship Jesus. And you may be thinking, "Oh, okay, moving on now." But really, I don't know if you're like me in this, but even today, after listening to a message on worship this morning, I come home and I have a preset idea of how today's going to look, and the Advent activities we're going to do, and we're going to get the Christmas tree, and we're going to do A, B, and C. And of course, with 4 boys, it never looks how I want it to look. And so I was getting frustrated, and all day my husband was just reminding me. He was saying, "Joy, joy, joy." He'd look at me when I was like ready to eat one of my children alive and be like, "Joy, we're having fun." And it really made me realize how little of my life is really spent worshiping God. And so we're just going to kind of dig deep into that. And it's not a complicated thing. And I think sometimes people think like worship is just something we do on Sundays when we sing. But it's not. Our lives are worship. We were created to worship in everything we do. And so I just want to kind of scratch the surface, but really talk about, in the midst of the chaos of the season, and in the midst of trying to make this like the perfect Christmas for your family, or whatever your challenges are, in the midst of the crazy going to parties and buying Christmas presents and feeling obligated to do so many things, how do we just stop, be present with the people we love, and worship God? Like, if we could do those 3 things, stop, be present, and worship, how would this month like completely transform us? I think our minds would be blown. And so this week we're just going to really attack worship and what it looks like in our lives, and maybe where it's missing. Like today, I totally was called out because there was nothing about today that was worship. It was all about getting things done and getting my kids to, learn these scriptures, darn it, and have fun. So, man, I'm a great mom. I just am really excited for this month, and mostly because this is the first time I'm digging into Advent as an adult. So, I hope you're excited too. And if you haven't already joined the Facebook group, join it, because it's going to be a great discussion. So, all right, that's it for this week. We'll see you next week. And yeah, bye-bye.